There we go. Hello, everybody. Average Joe here, and we are back in Minecraft this time. We'll get back to World of Warcraft in just a bit, but I have something really cool to show you. In Minecraft, ore production and processing has always been a problem for me. Usually, when you get one piece of ore, you send it through a pulverizer or whatever multiplier you want to think of, but you only get two ingots for one ore. I have found a way to fix that by a factor of 5 using mechanism. So let's get some ore and we'll show you how this process works. I need some basic ore, so something like iron. Do I have iron? Yeah, I have iron. We'll just go simple. Now, I have it set up in the desert because the mechanism, whoever wrote mechanism, was a really smart thunkled person, because he must have been a real life chemist teacher or something like that, because we're going to start playing with real life gases and chemicals and fun stuff. And it's really complex, so I'm going to try to boil it down to the simplest of terms. Whoops. I forgot I had the gravity plating up here. That's a story for another day. If you haven't noticed by now, this is another realm other than the YouTube video that I had before. This is the server for. I'll post a link in the video below for the mod pack 1.7.10 mod pack. It has 100 and some odd mods put together, including, as you can see it over there, our Draconic Evolution, big reactors, mechanism. I found a way to make most of them work. But even got portals. Yay! Boop. And off to the desert. Now, if you see on that mini-map there, we have an industrial complex here. It took me a long few days to figure out how to make all this work, but I think I've got it wrapped around my head easily enough. Now, it starts out with, well, it doesn't, but one of the necessary things you're going to need is something called brine. It's a fairly complex machine. I've got it fancy here by using Ender.io reservoirs for the unlimited water, because you're going to need a lot of an unlimited water generator of some sort, because that's going to feed into here, because it takes water from here and it turns it into brine. As you can see, the production is going just off the charts because I decided to go big or go home. Oh, poo. I have to go set this up again. Excuse me while I set this up. Yay! Boop. One of those. One of those. There. And up. And up. And up. I went big. The maximum you can build these towers is, it's a 4x4 multi-block, but it's 18 tall. So, and to amplify the heat, despite you don't need these, but I wanted to amplify it to get it, speed the process up a little bit by using these, what is it called? Mechanism. We are on mechanism. Yeah, the advanced solar generators. They generate power. You don't need the power, but what a key element it uses is it generates heat. It amplifies the heat. So you have to keep them within the blocks, but if you're not using the solar generator, you're going to need more of the regular blocks to seal up that ring. And it's not visible right now, but there's lots of water in there. But I decided to go 4 of these to try to cut out the bottleneck. And as I've understood from some of the other videos, brine is the bottleneck. So the more generators you have, the more brine you make. And as you can see, what I'm standing on top of is open blocks tanks. I kind of drained it by setting all of that in motion, but we'll get to that in just a bit. but I had it full. I put it in the desert because this is one of the first multi-block things that is zone specific. Mesas, deserts, anything, any zone that's hot will give you a boost in your brine generation. If you put it in like a tundra, mega tundra, ice sickle places, you're gonna have to find a way to heat it externally. Now haven't quite figured that one out, but I've got a system right over there with some lava generators and some heat generators. Maybe I'll figure out how to connect that later, but right now we're gonna talk about all this. Whee! Bloop. Now I've got it. You're probably looking at this going, but average Joe, this is super complex. I'll never figure this out. We're gonna go step by step to make it process right. But yes, I said I know. Shush. Um, but the key element of this is we're gonna take one ore and turn it into 5 ingots. You see all of that draconic evolution there? That was one stack of 64. And I turned it into, what, how many ingot stacks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and some. Okay, well, starting off, we need a smelter. I went epic, I went full hog, I went big, I wasn't going to go home. So, we got that. I haven't figured out how to maximize it yet, but I'll figure that out. We're using legit mechanism pipes, the item pipes, and power. Right now, I thought I took that away. Right now we're using creative energy, but that over there should generate enough energy for this entire system, or some other big reaction of some sort. But we're just gonna move along the chain here. We need an enriching center. We need a crusher, and here's the part where chemicals start coming into it. The purification factory. It needs oxygen. Easy peasy, rice are easy. They even provide a way to get oxygen. You need one of these electrolytic separators. You put water in it in one side, it generates hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen on one side and hydrogen on the other. We'll get to why we need the hydrogen in just a bit. But in order to amplify the oxygen generation, I used Galactic Craft core oxygen generators, and as you can see, I have a whole bank of them. So I did not want to lose capability of oxygen generation for this part of the process, and I threw in an ultimate generator here to store up some backup oxygen. So when this system's not in use, it'll have a whole chunk of it ready for when you're ready for your next ore run. Now, I have also set up this input section for the next bit. It needs hydrogen chloride. Now, how do we make hydrogen chloride? We're back over here to where we needed the hydrogen. We connect that to to a chemical infuser, and here's where the brine comes in. You got the brine filter connected to the pipes. You got it pulling from like a tank to another electrolytic separator. Now, the brine comes in, creates sodium, and what was the other part? Chlorine. Now, you mix chlorine and hydrogen, and you get... Why are you off? Eh? Oh, that's right, we're refilling the system. We get the hydrogen chloride, which goes... I've got them, these tanks here for extra boosters. So, it goes into a chemical injection chamber. Now, the next step is the chemical crystallizer. It just needs power. Mostly, so far, have only needed power and some pipe work to make it go in various places. This one, it requires something different. It requires... Oh, no, this one only needed water. The chemical washer. No duh. This guy, he's the tricksy one. He is the chemical dissolution chamber. He needs sulfuric acid. Ugh. Now, a little while ago, I couldn't figure out how to make sulfuric acid, but I found a way to mechanize it a little bit. Haha, in mechanism. But we're going to follow this step by step here. In order to make sulfuric acid, you're going to need chemical infuser again. This time we're creating water vapor. And, let's see, what was it? What's this one? No. Where's the system going? There it is. There it is. It's another sulfuric, I think it's sulfuric dioxide. Where is the part that's creating it? Come on, tell me what I'm looking for, computer. It's not telling me. I may have to turn this thing around so I can see what the heck it is. There. Now I can get the stop gas. Ah, there we go. Sulfuric trioxide. In order to make the sulfuric dioxide, here, you need to create a couple more items. Another chemical infuser. This time we're... Darn it. There. There we go. This time we're using oxygen and a chemical oxidizer, which is using sulfur to turn it into sulfur dioxide, which translates here. Mix the oxygen with the... Did I just do what I think I did? Growl. Alright. Mechanism. I need another tool. Need an infuser. Wherefore are my infuser? Oxidizer. Ah, there we go. Now, this is the major... I think a flaw in the system. It doesn't have a good way to... Wait a minute. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Doesn't have a good way to dump accidental insertion of chemicals in the right directions, because these ones are all directional specific. And since I accidentally turned this thing, oxygen went into both sides. So we need to get rid of it and put it in the right way. There we go. See? Oxygen goes in, sulfur dioxide goes on the other side. And once it's up here full, as you can notice, it's also got a noise. It's all upgradable. Energy, speed upgrades, and muffling. Alright, yeah, we're generating the powers that be. Now, I set up a couple more of these oxygen banks because I wasn't sure if I was going to need them. You know, I didn't want any bottlenecks, so I set up another bank here and another bank over here for each step of the process. Now, in order to get your sulfur, you either need to do one of two things. You can use the gunpowder that's created by a monster generator, like RF. Why is there no RF in this thing? Hello? Why is there no RF? You got RF, why are you not... Okay, I am confused. Where does this line go? It goes to you, but you're fully powered. You're not. Why for not? Are you not connected to the main network? Sorry, I'm diagnosing something here. No, you're not. Oh. Well, we're gonna have to fix that because that is no bueno here. So, one of you, one of you, and one of you. Now you're connected. There. Ha! Now, if you also notice, there's a noise going on. Now, I've got two different systems set up to get the hydrogen dioxide. You've got the chemical injection chamber here, another one, using the same hydrogen chloride network we've got set up here to change gunpowder into sulfur, and it's shooting it over here to the other chemical oxidizer, which also is taking it's taking that sulfur from over there and bringing it over here via this tube. But I set up a secondary one over here because I wanted to speed up the process. And as you can see, this one's going directly to sulfur. I cut the middleman out, and I wanted to use pipes that I actually knew a little bit better about, which was the thermodynamics one. You need a retrieving servo pipe, which I use the best kind, which is the warp ducts, because as you can see, every time this thing blinks, an item is getting shot through from here. This is the gunpowder one. Yeah, there it goes. Woo! Instant transmission through warp technology. Now, I'll describe what's going on over there in just a minute, but these two here are the same thing as what we got over there, just separated a little bit. They're both making sulfur dioxide, which is getting sent into here? Getting sent here, which connects to there, which gets transmuted into water vapor and sulfuric acid, which gets translated into our dissolution chamber. Now this is where all the magic happens. Now I've got it super fast, so it might not be able to catch it all, but as you can see, it creates slurry. It gets sent into here. The slurry gets washed. The ore gets clean slurried and chemical crystallized, turned into crystals, which gets processed into our purification chamber to shards, crushed into powders. The dirty iron gets put over there, processed into the smelter, and voila, more iron. Now, for all those 5 pieces, we should have that entire 20 stack right there. And it's still going. Now, I've souped up each one of these machines with the max they could, which is 8 of these and 8 of those. Now, I left some of them not muffled because I wanted you to hear the machines. And yes, I know I can hear you, zombie. Oh, you're gonna try to get up here, are you? You gonna be able to? Well, come on, if you can. Oh, you can. Back off. Shoo. Now, to get the gunpowder, we needed creepers. So I set up this obsidian block generation system. And yes, you can hear the wind going off up there, but I'm gonna fix that momentarily to be able to talk over it, because those wind power generators by mechanism is very, very loud. Now I set up some easy peasy ricer easy iron chest crystal blocks because their storage capacities are huge, as you can see. Now, because some of the other mods are in effect, it's generating these magical scrolls, witchery stuff, necromancy, reliquary, all kinds of other things. So it's generating not just sulfur, not just gunpowder, it's generating all kinds of stuff. So I set up this logistical pipe transporter system, a ring around it, with a power to a draconic evolution monster grinder, because that gives us our items and also keeps the EXP from going into Oblivion with a vacuum hopper from Open Blocks to suck in all the items. Now, we also have 4 monster grinders. And as you can see, it's merrily grinding away. And let's, yeah, there they go. I sped up the monster generators by using an octuple thingamajig to make them go faster. But as you can see, all the stuff is getting ferried by these conveyor belts, the cheaper ones, the railcraft ones. And the monster's just going, wee! Oh look, monster grinders, crunch! And that is giving us our production of gunpowder and sulfur, which goes back into the system and creates this lovely little red line pulsing into the system here. And this is all self-replicating, self-sufficient. This whole system can run itself so long as it has power. And that is why the Ring of Wind Power is here. Because each one of these can generate 80,000 RF per tick. And I didn't want to go half measure, so I just created a whole slew of them. And wow, look at that! They're almost all simultaneously spinning. That's cool. But yeah, I also encased this in laboratory chisel blocks just to make it look snazzy. But I also wanted to protect it from the outer shell. But that is all the basics for this, and if I went too fast, feel free to replay this video as you're building it slowly, because I kind of got lost with the coolness factor of this, because this whole system, all for one purpose and one purpose only. 1 ore equals 5 ingots. So when you're out there gathering, you know, a whole bag full of, like, backpack full of stuff. Speaking of, Backpacks mod gives you a lovely little portal back chest to stuff your stuff in. So you could just gather all kinds of stuff in there. I do use dense ores because for every 1 block of dense ore, you get 3 ores out of it, which is really great. And I got a little miner system over there set up to pull out some ores from a 32 by 32 block space. It will pull out all the ores and leave the ground untouched. Kind of like an ender quarry. And it's ran its course, even though it's still trying. Yeah, it's still trying, but let's see, did we have any more success with this? Because I got a chest it's feeding into. Oh, we did. Oh, cool. But anyway, how to set up one of these things is fairly easy. You set up a power generation up here, because it's got a little nodule for it up there. Now, I wanted to test out this seismic vibrator, because it's supposed to tell me something. Tells me the chunk I'm in, tells me how deep it is, I think. But I don't know much about this. It was a little cool little item, so I threw it in there, and I'm like, ooh, cool. And this is a digital miner, also from Mechanism. It also has another port over here, I think for power. But I put them up here because I wanted to make it look funny. And it has a port for power over here, and an exit port right here. So I put some more logistical transporters, because I found that the logistical pipes seem to be a better translator and visually appealing, because see, the little sulfur went the other way, than this one. This one shows you a little light blinking, and it's like, yeah, boop, and you're done. You don't even see the item. It's just instantly there. It's cool, but I kind of like to be able to see the items as they're going. And this goes at warp speed too, just like this one does. But yeah, you get a little bit of a visual going, little Indy 500 item going, yay! But in a nutshell, this is Mechanism answer to ore duplication. We're multiplying our ores by a factor of 5. That is awesome. If you like the video, hit that like button. I have not been recording for a while. Sorry. I recorded a whole slew of World of Warcraft videos, and I got lost in the game. So I had a lot of content to send. And I'm still sending them. But today, I wanted to record this because I finally figured out how to use this and get it all set up right. Now, I'm also going to throw in the video description a link to the guy who showed me how to do this. I don't remember his name right off the top of my head, but his video gave a monotoned step-by-step process of how to do this, including a version of simplifying all of this with creative tanks that I don't have a capability of. I wanted to create one of those as a secondary one to process this, to speed this process up. But all of this is for one system. As you can see, it takes up quite a bit of space. But we got our oxygen generators, our monster grinder, our brine generator, and all the other pipe work going ins and outs. And I've used multiple mods to make this happen and work better. Now, the only thing I'm missing from this, actually that's not a bad idea to set up, is a applied energetics storage unit to make that go better. Because that would be better. Actually, Mechanism does have a Tesseract-like system. If I could figure that out properly, we could transport this back to our other system at home, which is way the flu bar over here to our teleporter. But in the map-wise, we are home is, where is home? Way over here. As you can see, I've done some work over there too. But yeah, we are way the flu bar over here. Took me a little while to figure out where this was, because this mod pack has a lot of stuff in it. I've done a bit of exploring. All these little dots in the ocean here is another mod that it gives you abyssal stone and some really neat stuff inside of each little orb there. And because Applied Energetics has craters, it created little craters all over the place. Bunch of forests, bunch of this, bunch of that, bunch of thermalcraft stuff. But yeah, this is just a spotlight, sorta. And to show off that I am still playing Minecraft every once in a while to learn new mods. And I'm rambling. Sorry. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you liked it even better, hit that subscribe button. Because I always need more people. And we are also Patreon powered. I'm going to have to fix Patreon because I changed phones and they want me to verify that I am me in my phone that doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to have to find a way to exchange the numbers so I can get back access to Patreon. But we are Patreon powered. When I get that all fixed, when time lets me, I will get that all fixed. But Average Joe saying TTFN, ta-ta for now, and as always, I will see you after these messages. Bye-bye.